Hi, my name is Chris Addig with the Veterans Law Blog. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about how to add a quick credibility boost to your VA claims and appeals evidence. Have you seen this phrase in a BVA decision or a ratings decision from a VA regional office? The phrase is, the board concludes that the veteran's statements are not credible, or the rating office concludes that the veteran's statements are not credible. If you've seen that statement, I'm willing to bet it made you mad. The first thought that would run through my head if I saw that in one of my decisions was, how dare they call me a liar? Well, don't worry too much about that. Most findings about credibility in board and VA ratings decisions are not calling you or any of your witnesses a liar. In fact, legal credibility is something completely different than lying or truth-telling. Legal credibility is basically a $100 legal word for believable. If a certain fact or statement passes muster or quote-unquote makes sense, it's said in the law to be credible. This can be really dangerous in a legal setting because those are mushy standards, whether it makes sense or passes muster. We all know, too, that one man's common sense is another man's treason. So over the years, courts have figured out different ways to make credibility assessments about certain evidence, and frankly, I think that they make it far more complicated than it has to be. So let's see if we can break it down a little bit. Credibility in a legal sense is about three things. It's about perception, it's about bias, and it's about integrity. Perception. Did the person presenting the evidence have the ability to perceive the things that they're testifying about? Can they perceive them? Then it's about perception. Bias. Does the person have a self-interest or a vested interest in the outcome of their testimony? And integrity. This is the hardest piece of all of them. We in the military tend to think of integrity as honor. It's kind of burned in our brain that that word is associated with honor, and really in the law, it has nothing to do with honor. It probably is more consistent to an engineering concept like structural integrity. If a bridge has structural integrity, that means all the pieces fit together, everything's working and everything makes sense, and the bridge is going to hold up. Same thing with integrity in a legal setting. Do these facts relate properly and consistently with other facts in the case? So let's take a look at an example of how this works. You've got two pieces of evidence in a case. That both of which say that you were exposed to Agent Orange while you were stationed at U-Tapao, a little base in one of the Royal Thai air bases in Thailand during the Vietnam War. The first piece of evidence that you have is a statement from your wife saying that you told her all about the spraying that was going on around the perimeter of the base. The second piece of evidence that you have is a statement from a friend that served at U-Tapao the same time as you and who saw the spraying. Which is more credible? Well, on one hand, your buddy, the guy that served with you, perceived the events and your wife did not perceive them. So on that one standard, your buddy's evidence is more credible. But on the other hand, he may just be saying that just to help his own claim along, which suggests the possibility of bias in his testimony. So it's all going to come down to integrity. Whether or not either statement is credible is going to turn on the other facts in the case. Do they corroborate that evidence? Or worse, are they inconsistent with that other piece of evidence? And so this is a common mistake veterans often make in their VA claims. They have one piece of evidence, uncorroborated by anything else, and they hang their hat on it. How do veterans avoid losing a case in this scenario? I think the way to do it is to give your VA claims evidence a credibility boost. And I've written a post on the Veterans Law Blog that shows you a simple way to do that. I'm going to give you 3 questions that you can ask about any piece of evidence whatsoever, written evidence or testimonial evidence at a hearing, to determine if it is or is not legally credible. Then I'm going to give you 2 tips to tell you how your VA claims evidence gets a credibility boost and how you can make that happen. So click on the link that's coming up on your screen to find the post. Bit.ly links are short links, so they go right to it. Refer, so I don't have to give you some big long URL. Be sure to check out the rest of the posts on the Veterans Law Blog. Since 2007, the Veterans Law Blog has published over 1,000 posts, 13 ebooks, and hours of VA claims and appeals training videos teaching veterans just like you how to take back the power in your VA claims and appeals. Shoot me an email, click on the green support button on the website. Let me know if there's any topics I can cover in a video or a written post on the blog. Until then, take care and good luck in your VA claim or appeal.